Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and evening and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master of Propaganda, your Lord and Master, your King of Kings, off here to a 1v1 on, you guessed it is Nexus. In the west it is Kimbo, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland, here with the Kampfgruppe Wolf with Feuersturm, featuring the Flammhetzer. Assault packages, incendiary munitions, the Oberblitz, and rocket barrages. First and east it is IncaUna, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Communist Stalin and his glorious mustache, and the 20th Mechanized Corps here with Guard Motor, Airborne Troops, and Lend-Lease Tactics. A fearsome combo of elite infantry and armament. We got Airborne Troops then, with the SVT-40s, most likely because they're probably not going to go for the PM Troops quicker than the submachine guns, pair-drop heavy machine guns, Airborne Rally Points, which no one ever uses, Guards Airborne Troops, and the Rocket Run. Triple infantry bulletins there, so we got a double focus there for Kimbo, double conscious there for IncaUna. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons and supporters. These champions, these heroes are keeping the business with their support. Also, very big thanks to Simon for donating and supporting the Propagandacast via PayPal. Other people could join his really cool example and donate via PayPal too. Links in the description. I should comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, keep the YouTube algorithm from, dragging me off to a ditch somewhere outside of Leningrad. So triple counts there for IncaUna, double focus there for Kimbo, heading northwards there with the full Grenadier in the south, a bit more main focus here from Kimbo. We got countries here in the east. And imagine IncaUna will of course be relying on the air-drop weapon. The SVT-40 upgrade is of course quite potent and can pack quite a punch versus the full Grenadier, so that's probably where IncaUna is looking to, shall we say, gain the edge here versus Kimbo and the Oberkommand West here, the Kampfgruppe Wolf, formed up from elements of the 17th Panzerdivision and the nearby 526th Infantry Division. Sturmpionier charging the counter by the eastern munitions point. In the south, we've got the counter to assist here. The Sturmpionier can, in most cases, like early on, actually win most one-on-one engagement, but they get focused down by two squads. The entire engagement quickly turns against the Sturmpionier as they really can't project that much firepower, and they're fairly easy targets at that point. So Storm Pioneers caught quick down the health. The conscript now looking much better, though Yuri still drops dead. Heinz drops dead in response up north here. Up north, also bit engagement here. In fact, we can see that Kimbo's basically been baited into engagement, but is being met with 2-on-1 engagements, which is pretty great here for IncaUna now, but obviously pretty terrible there for Kimbo. Still, in the south, IncaUna gets perhaps a bit too confident as the Sturmpionier takes loss there as Boris there drops there. We got more troops around here, though, turning the tide definitely against here Mr. Kimbo. In the north here, though, skirmish continues here. Engineers has been pushed back. IncaUna there getting rushed here, but the Volker squad is so low and healthy that they could actually get wiped out here if Kimbo's not careful. They're going to retreat, but now that engagement will force, I think, IncaUna to retreat in the face of Kimbo's assault. In the south, troops being forced, we got Kimbo there with the Schwere Wehrmacht-Schlepper. And Basil wanting attention. We got medics on the way there for IncaUna and the Red Army. Northern point that being seized, grabbing the sun of the field. We got some sandbags being hastily thrown down there by IncaUna's men. And there we go. Schwere Wehrmacht-Schlepper has arrived for Kimbo. Likely a Kampfgruppe Hauptquartier. It could be Mechanized Regiment. Sandbags there. No flamethrowers yet for the Sturmpionier. A lot of players, when they do go for this doctrine, do like to equip their Sturm Punch with a flamethrower. This is a significant boost, which provides them obviously with more firepower and thus a better way to veterans get faster. Up north here, sandbags by the northern field point, basically switching resource side to go back here in IncaUna's base. Reinforcement healing here for his men. Lining up for fresh troops, fresh comrades. We'll sandwich the positions in the south, forming up a more formidable line of defense against any fascist counterattacks here under Kimbo. Sandbags here, sandbags there. Bit of quiet there. Worth noting, Kimbo's not committing to a lot more troops immediately. Possibly a fast backup being planned. Or there might be other things here for Kimbo. We got 475 as a 495. IncaUna, those closing in on that SVT-40 upgrades. As for Mr. Kimbo, we shall see, but I'd imagine some upgrades there for the troops, MP-40s or the MP-44 Sturmgewehr 44. It had numerous names throughout its development time, mostly to keep it secret from Hitler, who was not so keen on the weapons development for most of the time until a point in 1944 when they finally showed him again. It's like, hey, this thing's amazing. We shall call it a Sturmgewehr. And it's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so then they just sort of kept it wrapped up under different names. truck out there, though, ready here for another truck, actually. So it's going to rush out these schwere panzer quarters, I guess, most likely here. That or a mechanized ring. Either way, though, Kimbo's definitely got something planned here versus IncaUna. Support company here, though, for the Red Army. We'll have to see what he is planning, though. But, I mean, rushing out schwere panzer quarters would definitely be a bit unorthodox, but I could see the logic, and it would also explain why it's not got a lot of force commits. That said, it is fairly risky for Kimbo to try and rush that out, if one has to be perfectly honest. Like, we're talking like just a lot of downtime there while not putting up more troops, at which point Kimbo is definitely betting on a backswing with Obersoldaten, which would definitely be fairly unique. Meanwhile, the IncaUna is pushing up for probably a fast tactical T-70 either way. That's going to make a Obersoldaten swing back pretty hard, because that's going to be like that with a light tank. Like heading out here for Kimbo. Tank will be taking almost done. We got the weapons being dropped forwards, and a pretty aggressive drop here to the front line, actually, by IncaUna. Freshly delivered SVT-40s, 2 squad retreat, but there you go, equipped with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle, which would actually serve as the basis for the German G43. Most of the firing mechanism. Bit of skirmishing there. Sturmpeony at long range will definitely lose that. The question is just how long will it take for them to lose that. Meanwhile, Kimbo's definitely losing an opportunity to push it in the southwards. We got more troops equipped with the Sturmgewehr 44, and there we go. Schwerer Wehrmachtschreiber setting up for the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier. Flame producing northwards there for IncaUna. Of course, IncaUna, once he realizes what's going on, could consider ending in some guards airborne with the triple DP light machine guns, as I think they could be a fairly decent way to put pressure on the Obersoldaten. But that said, we shall see. For now, I don't think IncaUna is entirely aware of what's coming towards him. T-7 flying up to IncaUna. Schwer Panzer Corps going up here. Can IncaUna stop in time? I don't think so. England's troops are being met with an intense assault rifle fire here. And I think IncaUna will have to fall back here. The assault will not prevail. And Kimbo's men will force the issue. So there you go. Schwer Panzer Corps going up. We do have the T-70 halfway down. We got more weapons being airdropped in here for IncaUna and the Red Army. More SVT-40s, which was actually intended by the Red Army to become the main service weapon there for the infantrymen, but they, well, by the time the war started, they didn't have enough, so they just, be handed out here and there. And there you go, Kimbo with the first Obersoldaten squad. Pretty rare strategy by the Obersoldaten rush, though again, Obersoldaten can be quite effective if rushed out. That said, a T-70 can be quite good at countering them, so there's obviously some flaws in Kimbo's plan. Some fairly large light tank-shaped flaws. More weapons being airdropped here for IncaUna. He's rushing in there. Folks has been coming under fire here. They're from nearby. He could also equip the Sturm Pioneers with a Panzerstreak. He's going for Mindful kits, and then go Obersoldaten out, and in the LMG-34. So that's the first Obersoldat, which is more of a rank than actual, unit type there, shall I say. Though it reflects the Germans' army tendency as the war went on to form up these more elite units by shall I say, combing through a division for their best men, who are typically known as a Sturmgruppe, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yes, Basil, Sturmgruppe. You really have improved the German, Basil. Teasing right straight here, no, definitely not a great situation there for Kimbo's men to be in. He's authorizing this so he could defend himself here. Fielding out as well. The Kimbo close being wiped out. That'd be pretty bad here for Kimbo if IncaUna was able to get it, but he doesn't. Folks moving up. They're being absolutely mauled here. He's really just diving straight into the hornet's nest here, face first, and absolutely getting stung to the point he looks like Shrek's communist brother. Shrekly. Anyways, fielding out there for IncaUna. Got a Disca there being airdropped for IncaUna. Reinforcing healing there. Orbs on there down to 3 men. They're definitely bled out here. Head out in the open. There's the T-7. That is not the greatest place to be for the Obersoldaten squad, and Kimbo is forced to retreat them in the face of IncaUna's determined socialist resistance. South here, Sturmpeony is securing the point with a barbed wire. Possibly some other plans there. I just Kimbo forgot about them. Still, it does cut off IncaUna's resource flow there, which is definitely good for a move there. Is a very good move. So thumbs up there to Kimbo. As for what IncaUna's next plan is, I don't know. I mean, one option here, considering like what Kimbo's doing, could be to just say go for a second T70, just hammer with the 2 T70s. That could possibly be fairly effective versus Kimbo, who's not exactly heavy on the counters to double light tanks here from IncaUna. Another option would just be like to take ahead fast and begin churning out the T-34s and 6s. Like he's the plant manager at the Stalingrad T-34 factory number 7. Comes to the Feuersturm here, T-something up there. 5 kills, veterans to 1. Disc tank through the Feuersturm. Northy comes with the upside, not close though. Hard to say which one actually wins this one. With the Orbison loading the LMG-34 there, that I think should be a win for the conscripts. Also suffering a wipe there, but Kimbo just goes for more Obersoldaten. Really coming through the ranks there for the finest men to push through the Soviet lines there. Yes, Basil. More Obersoldaten. Troops enforcing healing. Sturmpioneer there. Reinforced. Still no sign of additional weapons for them, either a flamethrower or a Panzerschreck. Meanwhile, anti-tank grenades here plus Molotovs for IncaUna on the way. No consideration for, say, some Guards Airborne, since again I do think the triple DP light machine guns could perhaps help fight back against the Obersoldaten. But that is just me. Got the Calf one hit there. IncaUna swing back on the map here. We got 386 versus 495. It's definitely a bit of a unique strategy, but again, lots of Obersoldaten can be a fairly effective infantry fighting force once you get them going. It's just, you know, fairly expensive and a bit on the slower end, so it is a fairly rare sight. Lots of mines here for IncaUna to deter any sort of German breakthroughs there. Very good. Could also cover against flanks. Disc goes to the Obersoldaten. The Obersoldaten definitely find themselves outgunned and outperformed. IncaUna here bring in more heavy machine guns. No consideration here for the Guards Airborne here. He just wants more heavy machine guns to shoot the fascists dead with. Consequently, they need to retreat, by the way. Being, by the way, only one squad unupgraded for now. Up north, is Sturmpioneer flanking in there. No flamethrowers. They're forced to retreat east. They can for moving up the centre. Disc dealing with the Obersoldaten, but this flank is exposed to the possible flank there. And in the centre, though, Kimbo's assault here collapses under vigorous and ruthless resistance here from IncaUna and the 20th Mechanised Corps. Kimbo, meanwhile, is actually not far away from a Panzer IV Model J here versus IncaUna. Almost got away with the T-70 light tank, but does not pursue the matter any further. And we got those Obersoldaten still had to work here. 7 kills on the squad with 9 kills. Snagging at the Obersoldaten. Quickly adding in a lot of kills there. Definitely going to be a bit painful there for Kimbo. But again, he's very close to that Panzer IV. IncaUna is definitely not arriving at a tank anytime soon in comparison. Close of 2 on these Obersoldaten. Grabbing the point using the T-70. Thumbs up the IncaUna. Also, of course, scouting out there for any fascist vanguards. Kind shoots, misses. And weapon drop there for IncaUna. Upgrading the final squad there, but still no sign of tech here. Kimbo, though, can't go for the Panzer IV now. That said, the slightly higher manpower bleeding in from his tactics does slightly slow down any Panzer acquisition. And of course, it might be that Kimbo's already, you know, shall we say, slightly off the cuff strategy might instead involve Panthers. So then we got the Obersoldaten there being almost wiped out with the T-70 light tank here. Close to a wipe, like Kevin, after their push back under intense and punishing machine gun fire. Moving up, he's laying down mines, but actually within range of the Sturm planes are spotted, who themselves have just been finished laying down mines. And there you go. Quick merge here from the contract engineers, suddenly giving them a diploma and telling them they've just passed a 5-year course on battlefield engineering in 5 seconds. North here, Disc coming about, they're heading into a mine, they're constantly taking heavy losses as the Shoeminer blows off their feet, ensuring they will never need shoes again. IncaUna still hasn't teched up. Kimbo, again, heavy manpower losses. Makes it hard here to say if he's actually playing the Panther 4 or the Panther. Tactically, he may also want to reevaluate his tactics. They currently, shall we say, a bit head on into IncaUna's gun lines. Particularly the discus are very much churning for his men. Coming to contest, but won't be enough here. And the fuel punishment are neutral. Small victory there for IncaUna. Not a big one. It basically just delays whatever Kimbo's doing. But again, the question is, what is Kimbo doing? Only Kimbo knows, and Kimbo is not telling. Gabaldeladung there, killing several Dishka gunners. 12 kills then the Orbital squad, but straight to the Conscious and the T-70. That is bad news. Alongside a Molotov. Almost got a wipe there. Got im Himmel, but no. Friedrich makes it out of there. Backage reinforcing healing. IncaUna still hasn't teched up, and Kimbo still hasn't gone for a tank. What is Kimbo planning? It's clearly not a flamhead, so they could have gone for that. Guessing it's not a Panther 4. It looks like it might actually be a Panther here that Kimbo's planning. A Panzerkampfwagen 5 IncaUna meanwhile has finally teched up. Began constantly laying down some flare mines to help spot up for any sort of attacks there from Kimbo. The old got 346 was 495. Moving on the centre. T-70's not there. Kevin lands a great hit. That punch straight for the side arm. And there you go. Kimbo is in fact going for the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Requesting only the finest of panzers from the 17th Panzer Division. Flag goes off here. Otto did not handle that well. Mechanized Army Company up. Will IncaUna be ready for an influx of Panthers here from Kimbo on top of these Obersoldaten? Only time will tell. Comes with the Obersoldaten there. T-Smer Volksgrenadiers. There you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther out there for Kimbo. Panther goes straight for the T-70. Great hit, punches straight through the rear armor here. Pulling out with a massive behemoth there, Kupstahl. Brushes off the anti-tank grenade here. T-70 firmly trying to get away there, so realise it is significantly outgunned in pretty much every way. Tonnage, gun-wise, armor-wise, crew-wise, and there you go, the T-70 is kaput as the Panther nails it with a high-velocity shot straight through the rear compartment. Minesweeper supporting here and showing that as long as Kimbo doesn't dive in too far, the Panther won't suffer the damage engine, at least from that. But IncaUna's going to need, I think, a tank destroyer here or a lot more field gun to do with the Panther. Panther's quickly diving away here. Great hit there from the field gun, punch straight through the Panther's armour. Striking better to move about. The field gun focused on the uptime of the conscript with the disc is suppressing German troops when they turn, allowing the field gun 3 more shots here at the Panther. And we got a rocket strike in here. Oh dear, but that's it. Oh! Either way though, he almost had it there. He actually tried to predict the Panther's maneuvers, but Kimbo saw right through IncaUna's maneuver here and dodged out of the way there with the Panther. Just IncaUna was a bit shoddy with his aim. Both are possibilities. T-34 successful one there for IncaUna. Panther there being hauled back for repairs. Heading north over the Obersoldaten. Just getting northwards.
The enemy has cut off a sector. We have a new T-34 standing by.
There we go. First T-34s from 6 on the way there for IncaUna. Flanking in the Obersoldaten. Tearing into him with the Sturmgewehr, the S-5040 there. Got 18 kills on them. 18. And holy smokes, he's going for a third Obersoldaten squad. Kimbo's going places. Most Oberkommand's players have never gone before. Trouble Obersoldaten, there will definitely be some serious infantry firepower. And should definitely carry help carry the weight there. The Panther not being able to be super effective as infantry, but like Panther supported with triple overload could actually be a fairly effective punch force in some ways, unless IncaUna gets a lot of tanks, which so far IncaUna is not. So that could actually work. There you go, third Orbison squad ready, adding the LMGs there. Contra out in the north, they got 292 versus 495. H5 tanks for IncaUna. There you go. Panther charge ahead. T straight to the disc. Contra the could pellet down to tank grenades. Field gun there. There we go. No damage engineer for Kimbo's Panzerkampfwagen 5. But we got the Oberstadt and there's the conscripts. T-Fed moving in there. The Kennefer ready as well here, opening up from the shadows. Punches through the armor. Blenkup here, obfuscating lines of sight. Fields of fire. And some other things. Other Orbs charging through here, but under 5 from the T-34 from 6. How long can they last? In the south there. Fultz push back, engineers to almost mold. There's a lot of engagement going through here. Meanwhile, Panther pushes forwards, backed up by lead infantry. Field gun falling back. T-34 falling back. It's a complete mess here. And the disc is going to go down as IncaUna in the retreat completely forgot about the crew. It's valiantly held its possession until it got utterly annihilated here by Kimbo's Oberstadt. And Kimbo doesn't even bother grabbing it. He's got Oberstadt. And who needs suppression when he can just kill the enemy? Oberstadt taking to the advancing conscripts. 13 kills, 14 kills. T-Fed coming in, engaging. It's coming 40, getting the Panther head on. Dragon Panther there. And the center district out of the Fultz Grenadiers. But there you go, Fultz flanking the field gun. 85 tanks are taken out here. Forgot about the Raketenwerfer there, which continues to be an absolute menace here for IncaUna's forces. And those Oberstadt are also really proving to be a problem here for IncaUna's men. The conscripts just aren't rated for anti-Oberstadt in combat. He's not recruiting the field gun though. It's under 5 from the Raketenwerfer. There you go, I think you realized. Oh, is he? There we go. Occasionally can units like have a hard time getting into like a vehicle or building, or sometimes crewing a weapon. It's a bit frustrating when that happens. Picking up the Panther again. 26, 17, and 3. Got the veteran free orbs on the center here. Proved to be a bulwark against socialism. Panther then being fixed up. Grabbing the calf point here back, claiming it for the Red Army. We got 271 to 494. What will IncaUna do next here versus Kimbo? Who knows? Kimbo, meanwhile, could actually plan to go for a second Panther. That could possibly be it for IncaUna if he gets that far. So IncaUna definitely needs to, like, you know, turn that Panther into a self-propelled scrap heap. Or non-propelled, actually. But he also needs to, like, do something about these Oberstadt, and I do think the part of that plan could be getting some guards airborne with the triple DPs. Panther for some reason exposing its rear. I'm not in touch with that, but that might be an issue. Pathing issue. Getting pelted with anti-tank grenades. Oh dear. And a rocket strike here. That could be the end here for Kimbo's Panther. There we go. Rocket sang through the hull. And there we go. T-34 finished off. No, it's only abandoned. The guards here provide Kimbo with another chance. And then Stalin slams it shut across Kimbo's fingers. Another T-34 to the IncaUna. Got the option moving forward here, though they are definitely proving to be a significant issue. Of course, multiple T-34-76s can do the trick, but some guards airborne could perhaps also prove to be helpful. The Kim coming up as well there. Reinforcing healing, need to fix out that T-34-76 pretty quickly. Disc they're being mauled by the Oberstadt from several sides, and of course, Fultz Grenadiers. We got 271 for 172. IncaUna still has a significant victory point lead over Kimbo, but the fighting on the front line is definitely starting to turn a bit. IncaUna there's the Oberstadt just tear through his men. And that's a lot of Oberstadt. It's only something a lot of Serb players may struggle to deal with because they just not used to it. Like most Oberkurs players just go for like a lot of Volksgrenadiers and Jaegers, but a lot of Oberstadt tends to be a fairly rare occurrence. Like an American player laying down mines or, you know, flanking. T-34 to the Kenner, if it cares not, he charges ahead for the Red Army, constantly up in the flank here. Tang through Kimbo's fault, there we go, full route in the centre here. as he outmaneuvers Kimbo deftly. Thumbs up there. Panther, though, is almost done. We got a blend cover here to try and obfuscate things here, but doesn't quite work out. He's trying to clear out the Kedma before it gets back to base. Not a bad idea here for IncaUna in the south. A fuel point secured. We may want to bring up another field gun, though. Back here, T-50 almost done, and there you go. Second Panther ready there for Kimbo and for Deutschland. The Kampf for the Wolf. Put there, Panther fast in the T-54 from 6. And that should mean here, good chance for the Panther to take it out. Orbs on the probably covering fire against the infantry. They got Vetchney 4 gained on them. Unlocking the suppressive fire ability. Not that anyone really ever utilizes it. Since there's like, you know, I think doesn't have like any AoEs. It's like, why would I just deal less damage to a unit? Is sort of the question there. And the answer is like, you wouldn't. So you just keep shooting away with them, because that's just so much more efficient. And he's halfway to the ace level. 38, 24, and 7. 7. So yeah, IncaUna is struggling a bit. Part again, it's just the Orbital now acting as an incredibly effective vanguard force. She's tearing through IncaUna's forces. While again, the Vetchney 3 conscript with the 40s are quite good, they're not able to resist, you know, lots of Orbitals that aren't good. Again, this is kind of where IncaUna like needs either his own infantry or a lot more tanks. So the problem is, IncaUna doesn't have enough tanks and he doesn't have any elite infantry, so it becomes a bit more difficult to stop Kimbo's elite infantry push. Because again, it is quite good. And these orbs on there almost ace level now. They got 39 kills. 39 is also how many 9s they've hurt. Yeah, that's terrible. Panther coming up here. So IncaUna under some intense pressure from Kimbo now. He still technically has the victory point lead, but the other leads are slowly being eroded here by Kimbo's rapid and relentless assaults. They're 41 kills. Good on the Panther. Plenty of anti-tank grenades here. Damaging the engine. There you go. Blend cover grenade there. Got ace level orbital now here for Kimbo. Give Nexus to sprint out of combat, I believe. I do think an Nexus has direct sprint ability. I don't think so. Although being attacked at T-54, so they'll go quick express with the disc. Once guys stuck set out to fight, you should fire here for IncaUna. Panther lands a nice shot there with its high velocity center from the gun. Blend cover can use again affected by Kimbo to screen against enemy fire. Thumbs up there to Kimbo. They can't scream against the field gun fire. Up north in other push forces, I think IncaUna realized again he's like attack into other directions instead of like into every gun Kimbo's scout, in particular his best guns like the Orbital Darden. Typically not where you want to be charging into, if one has to be perfectly honest. Orbital's going to cover up the flank there. It is worth noting, Kimbo hasn't actually utilised the doctrine, I think, at all. We haven't seen flamethrowers, Panzer Shakes, we haven't seen MP40s, we haven't seen incendiary munitions, no Blitz, and there's no been rocket barrage or flam heads. So it's a bit curious there, and a bit inefficient, if one has to be perfectly honest. Panther chain to the conscripts. Could of course be that Kimbo had a plan here, and then he just like decided, you know what, let's go for Orbital instead. That's a much better plan. But there you go. H-5 tanks right at the IncaUna and the Red Army, the 20th Mechanized Corps. As the Comfortable Wolf lines up for another vicious assault. And there you go, sprinting ahead there. Turning into the 3rd Infantry, catching the disc in a pretty bad spot, and pretty much just starting to eliminate. And there you go, more orbs on the Army here, catching the heavy machine gun team there in a intense battle of fire here from German troops. There you go, Disca crew exterminated, executed. Can't try and get away there, but they're just getting absolutely mauled. Even as the crew, they're just dropping like very large socialist flies. Keeps they got to destroy. Now they got 48 kills there, 9 kills. The situation is rapidly falling apart here for IncaUna. He's just struggling here to keep up with the rapid, ruthless, relentless pace of Kimbo and the Comfortable Wolf. Another Disca called in here for IncaUna, but can't it save the day here? The orbs on there just being torn apart by the T-34s from 6s. They're great versus infantry, but significantly less great versus tanks. H-5 keeps missing. Panther only takes light damage, then it's a damaged engine. We got 5 kills on that one. And another Panther for Kimbo. Whew. He's only built Panthers. 48 kills. I mean, these orbs are just absolutely wreaking havoc here on IncaUna. South man goes off, dropping off any push into the south there. More engineers see if they can construct repairs armor fast. I think that's a really good idea. We got 209 versus 445. Sandbags here being laid down in large numbers here by Kimbo. Thumbs up. Helps defend against any socialist attacks head on. At least makes it harder. Troops enforcing healing. T-34 in need of repairs. Well, that one is, but it's a bit further removed from the nears. Second Panther almost ready here for Kimbo, and that's going to be then double Panthers. Bit of a rare sight, to be honest, but then again, so it's like 3 Obersoldaten squads. Mines down here for Kimbo. Die Schützenmine van 40. Got these up something on the lone country squad there. Another blend Kerber. Molotov off. There you go, counter routed. 50 kills. True heroes or true war criminals, depending on who wins the war. Panther pushing forward straight into the field gun now. Second Panther being in there as well, having a bit of a hard time in navigating. Apparently the commanding officer in that tank is a bit drunk. I just had a bit of Panzerschnaps. It's Schnapsjürgens. There's no saying as Panzerschnaps. But there should be. Oh, shut up, Jürgen. Panther knocked out here with H-5. Very close to on that Panther. Other T from to the other Panther. Also on the dealing with the Soviet infantry advance. And there you go. But that IncaUna realizes his situation is not great and he surrenders. A loss here for the Red Army. A victory for Deutschland. A victory for the Obersoldaten. So rather fierce fight here on Nexus. In the end, I feel like IncaUna probably just had a hard time getting rid of Kimbo's strategy and partly countering it. Again, like, who expects triple Obersoldaten into just Panthers? Like, no one does. That said, the opposite I think could have been more aggressive in some ways, could also be less eager to attack head on. He should look to outmaneuver Kimbo, I think, at crucial times. And again, I do feel like he would have benefited from the Guards airborne troops here at times. Again, I think they've been a much better counter to the Obersoldaten in some ways, particularly with the Guards of veterans. I think they could have traded very efficiently with them, but that's just me. All the way there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned some things from it. I hope it gave you decent matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. And of course, do consider donating or pledging to the Propagandacast. This is a link to cheers. Thank God for watching. Hope you'll tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.